Happy Friday, September the 6th, end of the week. We started with the full passage. We're going to end with the full passage. Hebrews chapter 13, verses 1 to 14. Let brotherly love continue. Don't neglect to show hospitality, for by doing this, some have welcomed angels as guests without knowing it. Remember those in prison, as though you were in prison with them, and the mistreated, remember the mistreated also, as though you yourselves were suffering bodily. Marriage is to be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept undefiled, because God will judge the sexually immoral and adulterers. Keep your life free from the love of money. Be satisfied with what you have, for he himself has said, I will never leave you or abandon you. Therefore we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Remember your leaders who have spoken God's word to you. As you carefully observe the outcome of their lives, imitate their faith. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Don't be led astray by various kinds of strange teachings, for it is good for the heart to be established by grace and not by food regulations, since those who observe them have not benefited. We have an altar from which those who worship at the tabernacle do not have a right to eat. For the bodies of those animals whose blood is brought into the most holy place by the high priest as a sin offering are burned outside the camp. Therefore, Jesus also suffered outside the camp, outside the gate, so that he might sanctify the people by his own blood. Let us then go to him outside the camp, bearing his disgrace, for we do not have an enduring city here. Instead, we seek the one to come. All right, so how we appear is sort of the point of this passage. What is the testimony of our lives? Some people believe that Christianity is all an act. The world calls us hypocrites, so they can denounce and discredit us. However, their effort is not to discredit us, it's actually to discredit Jesus. See, those following the ways and the system of the world do not want to bow to any God. Therefore, they bow to every god that serves them. The gods of the world that make them the priority. See, we are given in these verses the commands that make us different from the world. Our love, our hospitality, our suffering, our purity, our avoiding corruption are all on display for the world to see. How are we doing? See, our lives and choices will always be opposed by the world. God is with us. And if we're struggling with following God's expectation and example, then we run to Jesus. The message, we come to Jesus. See, we have been given the examples of faithful people through the ages, and now we are to be those faithful people. God has given us redemption and salvation, and the promise of God is rest with him in an eternal city. Whew! And we'll see you next week.